Communist Vietnam has become an unlikely and unusual leader for gay rights in Southeast Asia this year. Lawmakers lifted a ban on same-sex marriage in a new law that took effect on New Year's Day. The move was surprising even for activists in Vietnam who've seen the movement for the rights of LGBT or lesbian, gay, bisexual and transgender gain ground in recent years. Tan Qiuyi reports from Hanoi.
From Hanoi, two young men are heading to the far-flung corners of Vietnam on motorbike to find gay, lesbian, bisexual and transgender people. Their quest? To prove LGBT is not just a city concept.
I usually say that every LGBT are everywhere and they can be anyone, but somehow I don't have the evidence to show that.
They're planning a book and documentary at the end of the road trip. It was Hui's idea. He's a gay activist. Nam, on the other hand, is straight and calls himself an LGBT ally.
Straight men always say that they are strong, and they were supposed to protect the weak, right?
Nam and Hui are part of a young, educated and growing number of city dwellers who are pushing the envelope of what conservative Vietnam's willing to accept. Activists say the LGBT movement has come out of the closet in recent years. In late 2014, lawmakers made history, repealing a law banning same-sex marriage. The new law doesn't recognize nor protect same-sex couples, but the move is widely seen as an official and surprising nod to the LGBT community.
Only 5 years ago, I think none of us think about working with the law, changing the law. I think we already discussed about stigma and discrimination.
Dr. Du Ang's organization is one of several NGOs behind The Cabinet, an exhibition on the hidden lives, loves and struggles of LGBT people in Vietnam. It's another sign of changing times when old family secrets get told in a public setting. This may not be a huge exhibition by international standards, but it was a labor of love 5 years in the making. Organizers had the idea for an exhibition as early as 2010, but had problems getting a partner or getting sufficient funding. Even now, no museum in Hanoi could or would host the exhibition, until the University of Fine Arts agreed. A number of exhibits had to be taken down days before the opening, however. Organizers said the pressure came from different sources. These stories that cannot be told point to censorship and restriction for rights groups that fight for diversity and tolerance.
I think in Vietnam, it's not because you are homosexual, but if you're different, if you are disabled, right, you make discrimination.
Recent inroads by LGBT groups into the country's social consciousness is widely seen as a collective success for Vietnam's civil society as a whole.
The example of LGBT movement show that if different social groups really have a serious agenda, know how to work with the government, how to mobilize support from society, then their voice will be heard and their agenda will be taken seriously.
In a political system where rules are not clear and change often, it's uncertain how many more can follow their lead. Tan Qiuyi, Channel News Asia, Hanoi.